Welcome back to Indian Trace. What you're looking at, of course, is common material for Indian Trace in eastern central North Carolina. And you're looking at a really good week. Pieces that I've set aside knowing some of them would go to this day, a moving day giveaway. Number 12, bunch to share, bunch to show, some great things to accomplish right here in this video. And look at these artifacts. Stellar, stunning finds. And I do have a box also that I put pieces and artifacts that are credible that are going to go into my koi pond. But these pieces here are, of course, well, all the artifacts I bring in are keepers to that degree, but these pieces are keepers. Here on Indian Trace, I try to keep things changed up, and I'm going to do that again today. This is a great group. This is the video before. Look at this. You can see the color in that scraper. Today, not sure yet. Today, that could be yours. This is a giveaway, and there is a requirement. I'm going to put a question out there, and I'll do it first, and then I'll repeat it in a little bit. So as you're looking at this group right here, and I mean, look at these great points. Look at these great points. Some, the ones that go on the left right here, are going to be given away to the winner. And of these points here, and what a great look at this stuff. Can't go too fast, so I'll whip over some good views. I mean, look at this scraper. But anyway, yes, the ones that go on my right are going to be the ones that I keep right here. And I already know that there are a handful that I'll keep and a bunch that I'm going to give. Sometimes you just know in your heart. A famous minister once said, as I get going here, and I'm going to put these here, and I will give you the criteria, so you have to pay attention, because I'm going to give you the question that you got to answer if you want to win some of these artifacts. And I'm just going to put it into context right now as we take a look at this. And I really just dumped them out. I didn't arrange them that much. Now, a famous minister once said, I can do no more than the conviction of my conscience. And I live that way. I can do no more. You know, I go out there and I look to find the best I can and do what I can, but I can do no more than the conviction of my own conscience. Moving day, giveaway number 12. We're going to start this thing and divide them. Over here, of course, if they go this direction, they're going to be given away. That's if you just click in. This is number 12, so a lot of you are used to it. If they go over here, I'm going to keep them. Okay? And there's some good artifacts here. And just so you know, I'm not playing any games. And there's no junk, and some of you know that about Indian Trace. Look at this piece of rhyolite. I'm going to start it off big. And I want you to just put your best foot forward. Listen, if you don't want them, win them for a friend. Win them so that you can win somebody's heart over to the North American Indian and studying the North American Indian. Nice piece of rhyolite here. It's going over on my left. See, I'm going to start off big. Why not? You see, the reason for these giveaways is a reason of wealth. Not that I have it. I mean, it's not about that. What I mean is internal wealth. You see, the richer we can make other people, the richer we become. Now, Mother Teresa said that. The richer we can make other people in life, the richer we become. And she lived that way. She looked to make people rich. We're not talking about materially. She looked to make other people rich in joy, appreciation, working in the poorest of the poor conditions of so many cities. It's funny, Mother Teresa actually said New York City was the poorest city she ever worked in. Of course, she was talking about the condition of the heart. Look at this piece. Cortex right here. You can see they hafted it in and used it whatever way they needed to at the Cove. So I have some things in mind about these. You know, I'm going to keep dividing them as we chat right here. But the reason that I do these giveaways is wealth. You know, God has blessed me, and I'm so wealthy when it comes to artifacts. Look at this scraper. And smoky quartz. for now, I just love it. It's a good piece. It's a good size. A little bigger than a quarter, maybe a half a dollar. Worked around the edges. Like I said earlier, I found a lot of scrapers this week. It's been really cool. And, when it comes to wealth, I think about immediate and I think about future wealth. Not just for myself, but for others. And listen, if I were to put these in piled up boxes and what have you, I don't really think it's going to bring a wealth to my family in the future. Don't really think it is. Now, of course, I've got a great collection that could bring some wealth if they wanted to sell it, but it's not about selling and buying for me, for artifacts. Okay, put that aside. I'm going to give you a story about the state fair and why I said that about wealth as I divide these. Look at this piece, unique piece right here. Found this at Stone Hill, actually on the top of Smoke Alley. Why not put it over there? We'll get things going. But at the state fair, I remember maybe 4 years ago, there was a little flea market area. And in that flea market area, there was a fella. He had artifacts, but he had absolutely stellar cases. And he was selling them. And so I took a look at all the cases and everything. And by that time, my eye was really good at determining what was local and what was authentic and what was not. And he had a bunch of pieces that were fantastic, authentic. And I says to him, I says, why are you selling all this? This is an incredible collection you have. Are you just trying to make money or what have you? And I said, what's the price? And he said, well, make a price. I said, and he gave me a price on that. I said, that's about right, and he'd show me a piece. And I already knew prices and that sort of thing. So he was right on, and he wasn't looking to take advantage of anybody, but he was obviously looking to sell some artifacts. He says, well, I got to sell these. I'm not doing well. I'm going to die soon. I said, my goodness. He said, and I'll give the money to my wife or what have you. I said, don't you have any kids or anything? He said, I have 2 sons and they're not interested. That's what he said. I said, you have found an incredible collection. And I just chatted with him for a while. I said, if I could afford it, and it's not about, for me, it's not about buying. I can go out and I find these. I mean, look at this stuff. So I'm wealthy. Thank God they're free. Look at these pieces. I'm going to keep going and keep my time going. This scraper that I found and showed yesterday. It's an absolute thing of beauty. If you could feel this thing, the weight on it. Absolute nice piece of quartz tool. It's going with my other scraper here. You can see those 2 scrapers just working it out together. And I'm going to take these 2 Morrow Mountains and they're going to join it. Nice pieces. Piece from the Cove. And another piece. A lot of Morrow Mountains around here. So anyway, we ended the conversation and I sort of reflected upon it and was a little bit saddened that his own family and his son, you can't make anybody love it, And so I figured in the future I'll take that to heart. And I'm not going to come down to that point where I have boxes full that just find their way somewhere to some flea market and then find their way into oblivion, garbage dump or whatever. Hey, don't be surprised. See, when I die, it's done. Now, if my sons love it, that's great. I'm going to leave a pristine top-end collection so they can do whatever they want with it. Simple as that. Now, how can you win all this stuff? I'm rambling on. Look at this, Blake. Look at this. This is an incredible, I think, giveaway. This is a great blade. No problem with it. It's going to be a subjective giveaway. Look at all these pieces I get to put over there. I'm happy because somebody's going to be rich. I don't really care. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm going to go out and I know I can't outgive God. He's going to bring it back in. Happens every single time. These are stunning to me. And I sometimes, I'm very definitive, so I'm not going to second guess myself. Once I made a decision to help go ahead, push it on, that's all it is. And I got a pile left. We got to hurry up. Here's the question that you need to be able to answer. Look at these 2 pieces. The question is, what makes an Indian artifact personal to you? What makes it personal? The fellow at the fair that I talked to, I could tell that the pieces he found were personal to him. I could tell it saddened him that he would be dying soon, and his sons were not interested in his collection. They'd probably take it and sell it off as quick as they could, not knowing anything about it. And he was looking for people who knew about the collection, who knew about their values. So hopefully he found a good home for him. But I don't want to come down to that end where I have too much. So what makes an Indian artifact personal to you? It's subjective, so you got to think about it. And I will read the responses, and if I don't get people who actually step up, who want to win these artifacts, I will find a worthy home. You know me out there. So I'm going to push the point and challenge people. Look at that piece right there. Love it, love it, love it. It's a great Guilford Yuma. I'm going to push the point for people to challenge themselves when it comes to Indian artifacts. What makes an Indian artifact personal to you? Because they are. I mean, it's rock, but it gets to be personal to us. Look at the size of these pieces I get to give today. And then why does this aspect that you say make it personal to you? I'm feeling these. Some people are very, very personal about it. They don't even like how casually I talk about it. But listen, I've done a study with an archaeologist, and we chatted and worked and researched my counties. My county alone, and as well as the other county that I collect in, maybe two, but I don't even get to cover the land close to the square footage of the two counties. Probably since 10,500 BC, there's been 38 million of these stone artifacts, stone points produced, not to mention these scrapers and, wow, look at that scraper, and other artifacts. But points, 38 million. And we did it based on a whole bunch of different studies and what have you, and it was all done on the really strong conservative side, meaning at a 60% conservative rate per family group, and how many family groups are in the region, that sort of thing, that the region could support. But so on a conservative measure, since that time and maybe to the year 1430 AD, 38 million, just in my county, in the neighboring county, of these points, which have never biodegraded, have never gone anywhere. They're here somewhere. So I go out to try to find them. I know I keep on going to the left with these things. I'm telling you, I can do nothing more than the conviction of my conscience. God is faithful. So I got a couple more I got to hear and bear here. And if you're interested, you'll just watch this video. It's a little bit longer. I can see that. There's some absolutely great stuff. I mean, look at these scrapers. This is a big scraper right here. There's two more scrapers. I found a lot of scrapers this week. I mean, look at this. It's craziness. This is the scraper that I found today, which is just absolutely unique. Look at that. So for now, at least for today, I'm going to put that scraper over here. Why not? 3 scrapers. But this one, another great quartz scraper, and then another scraper. Look at this. I mean, can you believe some people call it a blade right there on the backside, the smoky quartz one. But I really think they were scraping with this. I can tell by the way it fits and works in your hand. Both of those are going to find a home, maybe, in your response. I can't even get it all in the viewfinder here. See if I can. Here is what you got to answer, and then I'm going to go on to another thought as I finish. What makes an Indian artifact personal to you? And why? Why is this particular artifact or artifacts or the way you categorize or, why are these things so personal to you? If they weren't, you wouldn't make such a big effort for them in streams. You wouldn't go and walk miles maybe or dig day after day. And diggers, I mean, you do some hard work. What makes these things so personal to you? Look at this. Smoking awesome piece of quartz Guilford. Here's my political interest point for today. I'm not going to really speak on this giveaway too much about politics, although I could bust into it any moment. I'm going to try not to. See my time, I don't want it to go much longer. So I'm going to divide these right out. Those two are going to go over there. Rightfully so. I've got a little bit of a point here, which is a pretty much of a Guilford Yuma. It's a nice point. And whether you realize it or not, I remember I was teaching my 10th grade United States history class when I was teaching school. I mean, more than 14 years ago, and I told them that at 9/11, when the World Trade Center was attacked and when this nation was attacked by radical Islamic terrorists, that the next American Revolution was coming. And I did not know one thing. I did not know that our modern American news media would be so involved in stupidity, in taking this country down with their ignorance and with their lies. That's the one thing I did not know then. But I did know that we would be going straight into the next American Revolution to secure the freedom of this nation, and as we stood as a nation in the world. Big deal. Now that has a little bit to do with the link that I'm sharing. Now, if you guys are watching, if you're interested in artifacts, I keep dividing these. And I got a little fella in California who I was able to get some artifacts to, and it was a good deal. Look at all these. And he's already set up and plays a game that he calls Indian Trace, because I play with these rocks and I put them in different groups, and I can't even get it all in. Look at that. Look at that group that you can win. So as I finish, again, all you need to do is tell me, articulate, what makes these, this, or anything else that you love such a personal thing to you, and why? Why do we take these North American Indian artifacts so personally? Anybody can enter. Doesn't matter to me whether you won before or not. I just got to find a good home. Listen, that's the way it is. Look at 3 more points here. Great stuff. I know, because I know my collection well, and I know when I'm looking for to shore it up or to have it increased. My best collection, my display quality pieces continues to trickle up. Continues to trickle up. As you can see right there. I might put that into it. I'm not decided yet. I have to figure it out, but it continues to grow. It doesn't get any smaller, and I just continue to have to find good homes. So you tell me, what makes these artifacts? Just going to put them right down in the pile. So personal to you. And I'll read that, and I guess if it just touches my heart, or if it's a conviction within me, then I'll award you these artifacts, and I'll get them to you. Because just a little teeny bit of postage, and we're on the way, not a problem. So from Indian Trace to all of you, that's just a gift. Hope you've enjoyed seeing that and listening. I know it took a long time, but there's a lot of stuff here. I mean, what a week that was, right? I don't know if I can get it all in. Of course, I hope you find that there. In all my prayers, I lift up these prayers for certain people. For Jonesy, he's hurting, his health is hurt. For Butch, for Mike. There's people out there on this channel that love these artifacts, that their health is hurting. Frank. And so my hope and my prayer is for your strength, and that you're close to the one who gave you life in the first place. Look at what I get to keep. I'm so happy about that. Nice group, huh? But then this is what somebody else is going to be able to have. It's a good day, right? Be well out there.